all kinds of fits afterwards. We got 2 shots, one in each arm. Don't know whether I will be able to raise either one of them by morning. We'll have to drive trucks tomorrow too. I got a letter from Buck. Buck is Inman. Today said he had got back in his old company. We haven't got our uniforms yet, but looking for them every day. I sent my good suit and overcoat home, for I was ruining them up here. Well, Jenny, the canteen is open, so we'll go get some tobacco before assembly. How is Jessie and the kids? Tell the kids hello for me. We'll write them later, so we'll close for this time. From your brother, Bill. Okay, where are we now?
I have page 2.
Yeah, no.
No, I'll let go.
The next letter was written on February 20th, 1919 from Germany. This is after he received word that both of his brothers had been killed. Dear sister, I received your letter today, was glad to hear from you and that you are getting better, but it made me feel kind of blue to hear that my brothers lost their lives. But they lost in a brave and glorious war fighting for their country. But we must think they weren't the only ones. It makes me feel as though I don't want to come home, for home will never be as it was before. But there is my dear old mother. Must think she is hurt worse than I. She and father is all that is left. Did they get a card from Washington? If they didn't, it might be possible that they might show up yet. Well, Jen, it might be some time before I get home, but I'm coming by and by. You were telling me about Lieutenant Shirley. Don't see how he got home so soon and him an enlisted man. But I shouldn't worry, for I will have my time when I get back. Well, kid, I'm kind of crazy tonight and can't think of anything else to write, but we'll write again soon. Hope this finds you okay. Your brother, Private William Gillen. On May the 11th, he wrote a postcard when he was in the evacuation hospital. I am glad to get letter of 12 pages. It sure was a dandy. I enjoyed reading it. Well, Jen, I am in the hospital. I have TB of the abdomen. They have taken me several times and have got lots of fluid and am about ready to be tapped again. They took some fluid off my left lung. I don't know what that means, but I'm coming out of it. Am able to sit up in bed and write. Of course, you know I am bound to be weak and poor, for I have been in bed for 2 months. Okay. In his obituary, it mentions he suddenly took ill after having been inoculated against typhoid fever. There are several things have been written as to what actually was wrong. We still think he was probably gassed. Okay? And go on to the next one. This is one more, yeah. That one I don't. Okay. The country in mass in the Leesville neighborhood were present Friday afternoon at the Leesville church to attend the funeral of Private Will Gillen, the 3rd martyr in the D.P. Gillen family to have made the supreme sacrifice for world peace. Reverend Cox read the obituary, after which he dwelt at length upon his first meeting with Private Gillen, who, despite his suffering, greeted him with a cheery smile and word. He said that he was never seen any other way, and the physicians, nurses, and all who came in contact with him marveled at the grit and sweet spirit that was always in him. It was an unusual, impressive sight when the funeral cortege preceded by 30 World War veterans with the color bearer Lloyd Spear bearing aloft Old Glory, and the pallbearers Frank Fitzgibbon, John Colburn, Floyd Lee, Luther Hook, Emery Beavers, and Leslie Brock, and the 30 Lawrence County War Mothers wended its way to the cemetery, where all that was mortal of the deceased was lowered to its last resting place, and the mound that marks it was covered with a blanket of lovely flowers.